Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle, and today I want to share with you what we're reading currently. So I'm going to share what my 5-year-old daughter is reading, what my 8-year-old daughter is reading, and what I am currently reading. Now, some of the books I'm going to show you are from what we got at the library at our last visit. We usually go to the library at least once a week, and some of them are some of their favorite books they're currently reading that's in our own home library. So I start with my 5-year-old. I will start with her, what she's reading at home that she's really enjoying. So she has recently just started getting into these fun tale or animal antic books. I have a review of these, I believe, in my favorite early readers. I'll link it above. But she's starting to read independently. She's starting to gain the confidence where she can pick up a book. So for example, this is a very simple book that she can read by herself and sound out and get practice. She's been reading these and just feeling really proud of herself. And I really like in the back, it has comprehension questions, things to discuss, and then it will specifically tell you what they're working on in that book. So her favorite ones right now, she's working on the first one, the second one, and the third one. So she'll pick those up and read when she wants to, and read. Sometimes she'll ask me for help, of course, still, but she can independently pick those up. Now this is what she picked up at the library. So she has, of course, Disney princesses. Barbie, I'm pretty sure she has checked out the entire Barbie section at our library 3-4 times, all of them, so always have Barbie books. And then she is very interested in doctors and medicine and nurses, and it could be because, if you didn't know, my 5-year-old daughter has celiac disease. She was diagnosed at 3.5, so she does spend some time with special doctors, and she gets blood work twice a year, so medicine is something she's around. So she always goes to the doctor human body section and picks out some books, and she really likes looking at the pictures, but she'll also have my husband or I read the books to her. So we got Nanomedicine, Heroes of COVID-19, Guts. She really likes these books. They've got some really interesting pictures, and what's nice about these is you can scan them with your phone and it'll actually give you like a 3D image where you can look around on it on your phone. So I think things like this are interesting to her because she does, with her celiac disease, deal with a lot of different things. So it's good information for her. And this one just looked gross to me, but she really liked it. I think she likes learning about just how the body works. So that is currently what she is reading at 5, and I guess looking at the books. So now on to my 8-year-old. I will start with what she's currently reading at home that we own. So she got these for Christmas, and she's been really enjoying them. They're from Usborne. They're the Pet Vet collection. What's really cool about these is it's kind of the perspective from the animals, not just the people in the story. The dog here gives, in the beginning of the book, it gives an introduction to everyone in it. There's the vet, and then there's the dog who translates. He speaks to all the animals, and he can translate between the people. And what I really like about these books is it gives information like what's a whelping box, a dog sitter, a rainbow litter, so different terms you would actually encounter while dealing with animals, and it will tell you about specific breeds of animals, and when they're going over taking care of animals, they'll talk about specific medical terms like dehydrated and syringe, and it'll give it brief definition. And my daughter has really been enjoying them. She loves animals. She wants to be a vet, so she's really enjoyed the entire series, and she's flown through them. So she's enjoying reading all of those books. Now from the library, I'm going to show you real quick what she got. She's very into graphic novels right now. I think they're very trendy for that age group especially. So we have Mr. Wolf's Class, and it's just about a teacher trying to control his 4th grade class. It's really funny and down to earth. It's written by an actual teacher. He teaches during the day and writes these books at night. So she has the first one, and then she picked up this one too. And again, these are pretty, graphic novels are not difficult reads by any means. So she'll go through this in probably an hour, I would say. She's gone through most of these books. All the books I'm going to show you for her, she's already read. So she will read I'll give you this entire stack in a week. She just really enjoys reading. And then she picked up Meet Kit, the American Girl. She does like some of the newer American Girl books, but not the older ones. So she's slowly getting into that. Again, it's an easy read. She really enjoyed Goodnight, Rebel Girls, the first one, and she especially enjoys listening to the audiobook. This is a wonderful audiobook. They have the audiobook for the first and the second one, but I think it's good for anyone to read, but especially girls, to realize that they're capable of so many different things. It's not just princesses and all that stuff too, that you can grow up and change the world. So she's been really enjoying that. And then 2 new series that she's gone into are these Show Me History books. And again, graphic novels talking about, and these are a little more complicated. Obviously, you're going to see a lot more writing on them. These are just talking about, this one's George Washington, and it's not going to give you, I would say, the most accurate portrayal. I mean, there are going to be, it's made for kids, so it's not what I would count as a complete portrayal of certain historical figures, but it's a good introduction of learning. For example, she recently got the Martin Luther King Jr. one, and it goes through his life and what he did to change this world. And she actually brought it up because we were talking about activism, and she brought up her own examples of Martin Luther King from reading that book, so I thought that was really cool. So another one she got, she's read most of them in the series, but this is what she's currently working on. She got Jesus, and I was curious to see how this one would turn out, because a lot of books written about Jesus are very skewed or have an agenda. So I really like how in the beginning of this book it talks about how, unlike the other historical books that they write in the series, there's not a lot of historical things they can reference besides the Gospels. So right up front they're saying this is, even though they don't have a lot of historical proof, the story of Jesus has gone on to change the world. So I really appreciate that they're upfront about that. So it goes through the life of Jesus, and what I think is really cool in the back, it gives you more information, the timeline of Jesus. A glossary of terms, then the find out more, and I really like the resources that they pull from this. You want to check that out. So it's not a book with an agenda. I like that. She also got Amelia Earhart this time. The other series that she's been really into, which I highly recommend, is science comics. So again, it's graphic novels explaining science topics. So this one was about the flying machine and the Wright brothers. And again, it's a great way to have informational text in a fun format. So she also got volcanoes and coral reefs this time. And they have a complete series for the Show Me History and the volcano with lots of different options. So check those out. She's really been enjoying those. And of course, it wouldn't be a library trip unless she got Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's definitely twaddle. But she really enjoys it. She thinks it's funny. And that's okay. There's nothing there's a lot of potty humor and things like that, but there's nothing I find inappropriate with it. So she really enjoys reading these books. We've seen all the movies. And she also likes to get the audiobooks to listen to. So we are going through those. And then I will show you what we are doing for our read aloud. So our read aloud is actually Charlie and the Frog. And I really think this is a cool book because it's a mystery book, but it also incorporates American Sign Language. For example, every chapter will start with how you sign what they're going to be talking about in that chapter. It's about a boy, Charlie, who's living with his grandparents, and he has to solve a mystery, and the majority of the people of the town he's staying in are hard of hearing or deaf, so they communicate using sign language. And this has really opened up my kids' eyes to different people, but also piqued their interest in learning different signs. So we found some really cool YouTube videos of how to sign different things and how to communicate, and it just sparks that interest. And this is definitely the first time I have encountered a book that used sign language within its own, within the story, so I thought that was really cool, and they're really enjoying it. And then what I am currently reading, because I think along with my kids I should also be reading too, and I really enjoy reading. I'm reading Social Justice Parenting. This is a wonderful book. If you didn't know, social justice is one of our core subjects we teach in our homeschool. And I just happened to find this on the library book shelf of new books that was out. So I'll give you a quick peek of what it's about. I found this really interesting, and why it's important to teach our children about different issues going on in the world and how they can help, and how it can, yes, be extremely difficult sometimes to talk about people being treated unfairly, but what we can do to help and why it's important. So I highly recommend this book. I really enjoyed it. I've read it, I think, in 2 days, just because it's one of those you don't want to put down. So that is everything we've been reading for the last week and a half. If you have any questions, please leave them down below, but if not, thanks for watching.